Your journey into the world of great stories begins now. Welcome to the English Audiobook Library.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Audiobook Library. I am Molika, and sitting across from me, looking at his watch, hopefully not because he is bored, is Smith. Hello, Smith.
Hello, Molika. I promise I wasn't checking the time because I'm bored. I was checking it because today's topic is literally about time, and I want to make sure we don't waste a single second of our listeners' day.
That is very considerate of you, because today we are tackling a quote that hits really hard. We have all heard the phrase, time is money, but the quote we are discussing today goes deeper. It says, time is more expensive than money. You can earn money again, you can't earn time back.
It's a heavy statement, isn't it? It sounds simple, but if you actually live your life by that rule, it changes everything. It changes how you work, how you rest, how you spend your weekends.
It really does. You know, Smith, I feel like most of us live the opposite way. We guard our money like hawks. If someone asks for $20, we hesitate. But if someone asks for an hour of our time, we say sure, without even thinking.
Exactly. We're stingy with our wallets but generous with our calendars. And that is the fundamental mistake. Because, Molika, if you lose your job today, you can get another one. If you lose $1,000 in the stock market, you can earn it back next year. But this hour right now, once it's gone, it is gone forever. It is extinct.
Extinct. That is a scary word for a Tuesday morning. But it's true. We are all technically spending our lives every second. So, Smith, let's break this down. Why do we undervalue time so much compared to money?
I think it's because time feels infinite until it isn't. When you're young or even middle-aged, you feel like there's an endless supply of tomorrows. Money, on the other hand, feels scarce. You can see the number in your bank account going down. You can't see the time bank going down.
That is a great analogy, the time bank. Imagine if we could see a counter above our heads ticking down. We would probably stop scrolling on social media pretty fast.
Oh, instantly. If I saw I only had 300,000 hours left, I would not be watching cat videos. Well, maybe 1 or 2 cat videos, but not for 3 hours.
So let's talk about the exchange rate. We trade time for money every day. That is what a job is. We sell 8 hours to buy dollars. Is that a bad trade?
It's not necessarily a bad trade, because we need money to survive. But the problem comes when we trade too much time for money we don't actually need.
Oh, this is the golden handcuffs trap.
Exactly. I know people who work 80 hours a week to make a huge salary. They have the fancy car, the big house, the nice watch, but they have zero time to drive the car or sit in the house. They're time poor, but cash rich.
And honestly, Smith, who is richer? The guy making $50,000 a year who finishes work at 4 p.m. and surfs all evening? Or the guy making $500,000 who answers emails until midnight?
In my opinion, the surfer is richer because he actually owns his life. The CEO is renting his life to the company. There's a concept called being a time billionaire.
Time billionaire? I like the sound of that.
It's usually used for young people. If you're 20 years old, you have millions of hours left. You're a time billionaire. Warren Buffett is a money billionaire, but he's 90-something. He would probably trade every single dollar he has to be a time billionaire again.
Wow, that puts it in perspective. The richest man in the world would trade places with a broke college student just to have the time back.
That tells you everything you need to know about the value of the asset.
Okay, so we agree that time is the ultimate currency, but let's get practical, Smith. How do you actually buy time? Because we can't literally go to the store and buy an extra hour.
No, but you can buy freedom from tasks. This is where people get money wrong. They use money to buy things, cars, clothes, gadgets. They should be using money to buy services.
Like a cleaner?
Yes, this is the classic example. Let's say you hate cleaning your house. It takes you 4 hours every Saturday. You're exhausted, you're grumpy, and you lose your weekend. If you pay someone $100 to do it, you just bought 4 hours of your life back for $25 an hour.
And if your own time is worth more than $25 an hour, either financially or just for your happiness, then that's a bargain.
It is the best investment you can make. But people feel guilty. They think, oh, I'm lazy if I don't scrub my own toilet.
It's not laziness, it's leverage.
It's leverage. If you use those 4 hours to learn a new skill or play with your kids or just rest so you're more productive on Monday, you win.
I started doing this with grocery delivery. I used to spend 2 hours on Sunday driving to the store, walking the aisles, waiting in line. Now I pay a $5 delivery fee.
And you saved 2 hours, so you paid $2.50 per hour to get your life back. That is a steal.
It really is. But Smith, what about the people listening who don't have extra money to hire cleaners or order delivery? Can they still value time over money?
Absolutely. You don't need to be rich to prioritize time. It starts with saying no.
No. A tiny word, but so hard to say.
It is. But every time you say yes to something you don't want to do, you're giving away your time for free. Hey, can you help me move my couch? Hey, can you join this committee? Hey, come to this party you hate?
And we say yes because we want to be nice.
We want to be nice, but we end up resentful. The most effective way to save time is to stop doing things that don't align with your values.
It's about opportunity cost, right? If I spend tonight watching a bad movie I don't even like, the cost isn't just the movie ticket. The cost is that I couldn't spend that time reading a book or talking to my partner.
Exactly. We think time is free, so we waste it. If I asked you to burn $50, you would say you are crazy. But if I ask you to waste 2 hours on scrolling on TikTok, you do it without blinking.
Ouch, I feel attacked. But you're right, the scroll hole is the biggest thief of time in 2026.
It is, and the tech companies are smart. They hire the smartest psychologists in the world to steal your time. They want your eyeballs. You have to fight back. You have to guard your attention like it's gold, because it is.
So let's talk about the concept of waiting. A lot of people are waiting to enjoy their time. I'll travel when I retire. I'll write my book when the kids leave home.
This is the deferred life plan, and it is dangerous because, frankly, Molika, we're not guaranteed to reach retirement.
That is the dark truth.
I had a friend whose father worked hard his whole life, saved every penny, planned to travel the world at 65. He got sick at 64 and passed away. He had millions of dollars, but zero time.
That is heartbreaking, but it's a common story.
It is. And the lesson isn't don't save money. The lesson is don't postpone your joy. If you want to take a trip, take a smaller trip now. Don't wait for the perfect time later. Spend the time while you have the health to enjoy it.
There is a book I read called Die with Zero. Have you heard of it?
Yes, Bill Perkins, great book.
His whole philosophy is that money has diminishing returns as you get older. A ski trip at age 30 is very different from a ski trip at age 80.
Yeah, at 80, the ski trip is mostly sitting in the lodge drinking cocoa, which is nice, but is not skiing.
Exactly. So you need to match your spending with your time window. Spend money on experiences when your body allows you to do them.
I love that. It turns the idea of saving for a rainy day on its head. Sometimes you need to spend for a sunny day.
Smith, I want to pivot to the workplace. How does time is more expensive than money apply to our careers?
This is huge. I see so many people chasing a 10% raise, even if it means 50% more stress and 20% more hours.
The promotion trap.
Yes, you become a manager. You get a little more money, but suddenly you are in meetings all day. You are answering emails on weekends. Your hourly rate actually goes down.
Wait, explain that math?
Okay, let's say you make $100 a day for 8 hours. That is $12.50 an hour. Then you get a promotion to $120 a day. But now you work 12 hours. That is $10 an hour. You got a raise, but you took a pay cut on your time.
That is mind-blowing. We look at the annual salary, but we never calculate the real hourly wage.
Always calculate the real hourly wage. Factoring your commute, your stress, the time you spend decompressing. Sometimes the lower paying job gives you a richer life.
And that connects to the rise of remote work. People took pay cuts to work from home because they got their commute time back.
And that was a smart trade. If you commute an hour each way, that is 10 hours a week. That is 500 hours a year. That is like 20 full days of your life sitting in traffic.
20 days! Imagine if you spent 20 days just staring at a bumper in front of you.
It's tragic. So if you can take a slight pay cut to get those 500 hours back, do it. Learn a language, exercise, sleep. Anything is better than traffic.
Okay, Smith, let's get a bit philosophical. We talked about how to save time, but what should we actually do with the time we save? Because I feel like some people save time on chores just to watch more Netflix.
That is the irony. We're obsessed with efficiency, but we don't know what to do with the freedom. We save 10 minutes using a dishwasher, then waste 10 minutes doom scrolling.
So what is a high-value use of time?
I think high-value time falls into 3 categories: connection, creation, and health.
Connection, creation, health. Break them down.
Connection, spending time with people you love, face-to-face, no phones. That is never a waste of time. Creation, making something, writing, cooking, building, gardening, using your brain to put something into the world. Health, moving your body, sleeping, meditation, because health buys you more time in the future.
I like that framework. If you're doing one of those 3 things, you're spending your time wealth wisely.
Exactly. Anything else, watching TV, arguing on Twitter, worrying about things you can't control, that is just burning the currency.
What about doing nothing, just staring at the ceiling?
The lost art of boredom. Doing nothing is actually very productive.
Really? It feels lazy.
It's not. When you do nothing, your brain goes into default mode network. That is when you get your best ideas. That is when you solve problems. We are so afraid of boredom that we fill every second with noise. But silence is where the magic happens.
So time is money is wrong. Time is magic is maybe better?
Time is life. That is the only accurate equation.
Smith, I want to talk about regret. There's a famous nurse, Bronnie Ware, who recorded the top regrets of the dying.
Oh, this is powerful stuff. What was number 1?
Number 1 was, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected. But number 2 was, I wish I hadn't worked so hard.
I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Notice what is not on the list. Nobody said, I wish I bought a nicer car. Nobody said, I wish I checked more emails.
Exactly. They wished for time. They wished for relationships. It's so clear at the end of life, but so foggy in the middle of life. Why do we forget?
Because the world is designed to make us forget. Every billboard, every commercial tells you, buy this and you will be happy. No billboard says, go for a walk with your mom.
We need to start a billboard company that just says that. Call your mom. She misses you.
We would go bankrupt, but we would change the world.
Let's talk about decision fatigue. This is another time waster. We spend so much time deciding what to eat, what to wear, what to watch.
Yes, Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck every day for a reason. Not because he loved fashion, but because he didn't want to waste 5 minutes every morning deciding what to wear. He was buying time.
We can apply that to our lives. Meal prepping is a great example. You decide once on Sunday what you are eating all week.
Exactly. You save the decision energy for important things. If you spend 20 minutes every night debating pizza or sushi with your partner, that is hours of your life gone. Just make a rule. Taco Tuesdays, Pizza Fridays. Done.
Taco Tuesday saves marriages and time.
It really does. Systems save time. If you have a place for your keys, you never waste 10 minutes looking for them. If you have a routine, you don't waste time thinking about what to do next.
So being organized isn't just about being neat, it's about being efficient so you can be lazy later.
Precisely. I am organized so that I can be lazy. I want to get my work done fast so I can go sit in the park.
Smith, I want to challenge the listeners with a thought experiment. Imagine you lost all your money today, every cent, but you kept your skills and your time. Could you get it back?
Yes, it will be hard, but yes, I could work, I could create value, I could rebuild.
Now imagine you have $100 billion, but you only have 1 hour left to live. Can you buy more time?
No, not 1 second. The doctor can't sell it to you. The bank can't sell it to you. You are bankrupt.
That really highlights the fragility of it. We're walking around with this precious, non-renewable resource, and we just give it away.
It makes you want to be more ruthless with your calendar.
So how do we practice this ruthlessness without being a jerk? Because if I tell my boss, sorry, this meeting is a waste of my non-renewable time, I might get fired.
Yeah, don't say it exactly like that. But you can manage up. You can say, I really want to focus on this big project to get the best results. Can we handle this update via email instead of a meeting?
Ah, so frame it as productivity.
Always. Most meetings could be emails, and most emails could be ignored.
What about with friends? The friend who always wants to complain for 3 hours?
That is an energy vampire. You have to set boundaries. Hey, I only have 30 minutes today, but I'd love to catch up. You give them a container.
A container. I like that. You aren't saying no, you're just saying this much.
Exactly. You teach people how to treat your time. If you are always available, people will assume your time is cheap. If you are scarce, people respect your time.
It's supply and demand.
It is economic supply to life.
You know, Smith, there's a concept called JOMO.
JOMO, FOMO's cousin?
Yes, the joy of missing out.
I love JOMO. It's that feeling when you cancel plans and you get to stay home in your pajamas. It is pure bliss.
It is. We need to embrace JOMO more. The joy of not knowing the latest news. The joy of not being at the cool party. The joy of just being where you are.
It connects back to being present. If you are constantly worried about what you are missing, you miss what you have.
Smith, we have covered a lot of ground. We talked about the time bank, outsourcing chores, the hourly wage trap, and JOMO. But I want to address the skeptics, the people who say, this is nice for you guys, but I have 3 kids and 2 jobs. I don't have time to think about time.
That is a reality for many people, and I want to be empathetic to that. When you are in survival mode, time feels like an enemy.
It does. It feels like you are racing the clock.
But even in survival mode, there are micro moments. You can't change your shift at work, but you can change your commute. You can listen to an audiobook, like this one, instead of the stressful news. You can take 5 minutes in the shower to just breathe instead of planning the day.
So reclaim the margins.
Yes, reclaim the margins. And slowly, as you make better decisions, maybe you can reclaim the center. But start with the edges.
And teach your kids this value. I think that is important. We teach kids to save money in a piggy bank. Do we teach them to save time?
That is a great point. We usually teach them the opposite. We overschedule them. Piano, soccer, math tutor, ballet. They learn that being busy equals being good.
And then they grow up into anxious adults who can't sit still.
We should let kids be bored. Let them stare at the grass. That is when they learn who they are.
Smith, I am looking at the time, ironically, and we are coming to the end of our hour.
The hour flew by, which proves that time moves faster when you're having fun.
It does. Einstein was right about relativity. So what is the final challenge for our listeners today?
My challenge is this. Do a time audit.
What does that involve?
For just 1 day, or maybe 3 days if you are ambitious, write down what you do every 30 minutes. 7 to 7:30, scrolled Instagram. 7:30 to 8, ate breakfast.
That sounds painful. I don't want to see how much time I waste.
The truth hurts, but it sets you free. When you see it on paper, wow, I spent 2 hours watching videos of people cutting soap. You realize, I do have time. I'm just leaking it.
And once you see the leak, you can patch it.
Exactly. Find 1 hour this week that you usually waste and trade it for something that makes you feel like a time billionaire. Go for a walk, call a friend, nap.
I am going to do that. I'm going to trade my doom scrolling for a nap.
A nap is a high-value investment.
Thank you so much, Smith. This conversation has been a wake-up call.
It has been for me, too. I'm going to go check my own screen time settings right now.
And to our listeners, thank you for spending your most precious asset, your time, with us. We don't take it for granted.
We really don't. We hope we gave you a good return on investment today.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with a friend, but do it quickly so you can get back to living your life.
Yes, go live.
See you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone. Make it count.
Bye.